Hey everybody, this is Eddie J on crypto. Hope you're having a great day. So just a quick announcement. I'm probably going to start dropping things on TikTok. My oldest son wants me to do it, so I've been working on trying to do different things. I'm probably going to keep it to my Eddie J shorts for the time being, and then we'll get to the rest. Sorry about that. Need to put things on silent sometimes. So let's get started. First, there was a major article released by Binance today. I'm not by Binance, by Reuters about Binance. And what they're saying is that, you know, what a lot of people have suspected, that Binance has been going out of their way to avoid scrutiny from the SEC and other regulators around the world, but mostly UK and US. Hence, they got busted in the UK for a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, that's going to be a major problem. And it goes back to my point. I use centralized exchanges, and my kids use centralized exchanges to handle certain transactions. Not all, but certain transactions. And there's when those transactions are over, what we're left with, whether it be a digital asset or we cashed out and we have money, we immediately move it off of that particular platform. We prefer to hold things in wallets, our own non-custodial wallets. That would be a reason why. I do not want to work, and I hold almost nothing in Binance.us, right? I think I might have like 100, 200 bucks in some kind of coin on Binance.us, and nothing in Binance. And this is the reason why, right? I would rather hold my assets in a private non-custodial wallet, and I've got a few cold wallets, and of course I've got a couple of browser wallets. I've gotten one which I rely on heavily. We'll do a separate wallet exercise some other time, but that's the reason why. I just don't trust centralized exchanges. Centralized exchanges to me are nothing more than new kind of bank. I don't need you holding my money, and I don't need you acting like it's your money. I don't need you acting like the assets that you're holding on my behalf are your assets, and that all I have is a certain value associated with those assets that you would allot me, right? I don't want that. I want to hold my assets. Anyway, Optimism Bridge, they got hit with that $200 million fake BitBTC hack. They've got 7 days to fill that hole, and it's very important because, I don't trust bridges. I never understood why people want to use bridges and not just convert things to the proper coin. Anyway, that's just me. Do what you do. But that's a major problem, and they've got 7 days to fill it because of how bridges work. Very interesting. Something else that I found interesting. Jack Dorsey of Twitter fame, Twitter, block, all that stuff. That guy. He's got something called an authenticated transfer protocol, AT for short, right? And it's meant to be something where people would be able to leverage friendlier addresses so that they can exchange, messaging back and forth, right? And take more control over the kind of information that they have out in the world. For use, obviously, for Web3 social networking. I have yet to see a good solution for social networking to actually happen on Web3. There are too many transactions and speed. Web3 enhances Web 2.0, sort of like Web 2.0 graduated from Web 1.0, but was an enhancement to existing services. Same thing for Web 3, except Web 2 is not going to go anywhere. I want you to think about this. HTML is still HTML. Yes, HTML has graduated, but HTML is still HTML. If you just have a brochure website, you don't need a dynamic database to manage that website. You can just do a few pages, all done. That's still an option. Web 2.0 brought you into e-commerce. Web 3.0 is supposed to bring you a lot more interactivity, usefulness with regard to things like domains that last forever, unstoppable domains. No, they don't pay me. Usefulness from Ethereum name service, those kinds of domains. There are a lot of uses that come with Web 3. Does it replace Web 2.0? In my humble opinion, no. And remember, I own a technology company. I own a consulting company. I just don't see it as a replacement. I see it as a super, super, super enhancement. There are going to be some things I want done over here. There are going to be some things I'm going to need done over here. And in a lot of cases, they're going to meet in the middle. I might have authentication being run by Web3 while providing a Web 2.0 service, because then we definitely know who you are, or at least we can validate the account that's being leveraged. There you go. So I don't know where AT is going to go. No, it has not been released yet. He's just unveiled what they're working on, how they're working on it. They've got a whole wait list for it, all that good stuff. I've got a social media platform dedicated to food and beverage. That's Rebel Vino. You could see it down there. I don't see, using something like that. We don't use algorithms to, show you content. You follow people, you see things, you like them, they show up, but we're not, bubbling things up to the top. We want you to enjoy it as you want to enjoy it. Anyway, what's next? Coinbase. A Coinbase executive says that, listen, it's inevitable for a spot Bitcoin ETF to happen. It's inevitable. And I believe the same exact thing. But right now, you've got all kinds of things going on with the SEC. I mean, just how many different entities have to tell you that, you're going about things the wrong way. There are 4 different industry associations from the cryptoverse that have signed on to an amicus brief on Grayscale's appeal and lawsuit against the SEC for denying their spot Bitcoin ETF application. Now, I want you to stop and think about that. You have a lot of firms like Grayscale, Wisdom Tree, a whole bunch of companies that want to do spot Bitcoin ETFs. And the reason that the SEC gives is that market manipulation. And I sit back and I just kind of go, and what is going on with the stock market? Yeah. You're against a specific space. And I'm wondering why. Is it because you're waiting for all your friends to really buy in and take control of, the bulk of the digital assets that are out there before you go, yeah, we can do that now. Right? Is that what you're doing? Because that's what it feels like. I'm going to keep saying no until we hit that point where, I think, all of my, wealthy folks, wealthy organizations, they have what they consider good control. It's sort of like when people like, Jamie Dimon say, hey, crypto, blah, but then turn around and do a whole bunch of stuff in crypto. Just saying. So I look at that and I just go, there's a problem. So with something like Grayscale's, lawsuit, four different recognized industry associations doing an amicus brief, these are big deals. And at some point, Gary Gensler is going to have to wake up, or somebody above him is going to have to wake up and say, Hester Pierce is not bad. Just saying. She's already in the SEC. She knows how things work. She's willing to work with the industry. She's willing, because her thing is, and she's on record saying this, the SEC is not upfront about the applicable laws, and they can really hem people up when they go to market, when they get paid to market, NFTs or crypto in general. And we look at Kim Kardashian, who got caught up in that. So that's something that we're looking at. But, John D'Agostino believes, he's the senior advisor over at Coinbase, believes it's going to happen. And like I said, I believe it's going to happen too. It's just a matter of, having the right regulatory bodies in place. And I just don't think that the SEC has proven that they are the right regulatory body, right? I just don't think they're responsible enough. I don't think the current regime is responsible enough to be trusted with the next level of innovation around the globe. I just don't think so. And, they're dragging their feet, enforcement through, regulatory, compliance through enforcement. Not good. It's so bad that even the EU came across, and I said this yesterday, they came across the ocean and said, hey, can you guys get in on this framework? We're slow to even drag our feet. Just saying. The IRS expanding their language to include NFTs is a very subtle change to the 2022 tax language. It moves from virtual currency to digital asset. That's everything. NFTs, crypto, that's everything. That's the whole kit and caboodle. So pay attention to what you're doing this year so that you can file your taxes properly next year. Me and my kids have a spreadsheet, actually an Excel workbook that we've got that records. I mean, it's actually very useful. It records, that's where we record all of our transactions, buy, sells, transfers, blah, blah, blah. And that way we don't have to worry about it come next year. We can figure out, like, this is where we are. We're negative X amount of money. We're this, that, the other, whatever. That's a very big deal. That's a very big deal. Because if you can be as forthright as possible, you stand to diminish your exposure to a bad outcome with the IRS. I pay all my taxes every year. That's all I ever want to do with regard to taxes. I just want to calculate, pay, be done with it. So I have a CPA that goes through everything. She's awesome. So I'll leave you with that. Pay attention to that. Pay attention to that. I want to actually bring up something. Way back in February, I was talking about Nubank, and I was talking about how Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett, especially Charlie Munger, Charlie Munger called crypto, a venereal disease. Call it a VD. So he's yapping in this direction about what he believes, what he's saying, while Berkshire Hathaway, so Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger don't like crypto, but while Berkshire Hathaway, yes, goes off and makes a $1 billion investment in Brazilian firm called Nubank. What does Nubank do today? They announced that they are going to build their own cryptocurrency on the Polygon platform. I love Polygon. Again, when you hear rich people speak, pay attention to their hands, meaning pay attention to their actions. What they say is one thing, what they do is another. Okay? Jamie Dimon, yapping this way, doing something else that way. Pay attention to what's going on. You want to downplay everything that's going on in crypto while taking advantage of blockchain. Creating your own crypto. Getting into tokenization. Why would you get into tokenization? Oh, DeFi, all kinds of stuff. I'm just saying, be upfront. BlackRock's upfront. BlackRock's got their finger in everything. Much respect. I mean, they do some things I don't agree with, but they've been upfront. They've been out there doing all kinds of stuff. There are other firms that have been out there doing all kinds of stuff. Right? Fidelity, out there doing all kinds of stuff. Citi, a lot of firms are doing all kinds of stuff. They're showing you through action. Pay attention to the actions. Don't pay attention to what the verbiage is. The yap doesn't matter. Talk is cheap. Anyway, we should probably get over to the numbers because the numbers are actually interesting. I'm not going to bother to show you the spreadsheet today. We're just going to dive into what we're looking at right now. Let me just close these. We do need that. Get you in on the game. Right. So fear and greed index from 22 yesterday to 23 today. I'm not paying too much attention to this, except it kind of gives me an idea via this chart as to where things are. Quick glance. This has been the sentiment. I don't use this for go forward because it's a go back kind of chart. But sometimes you got to go back to go forward. That's how I use this chart. What's the sentiment like? How tight is it? So I'm paying attention to new actions. We hit a low, we bounced. You see this? We hit a low, we bounced. What happened after we bounced over here? What happened after we bounced around down here? What happened over here? Same thing. All these drops, all this pent up potential just tells me I'm in the right place. More DCA. Talking about DCAing, last night, jumped up because I had fallen asleep, wanted to take a little nap, jumped up, got in on some more BTC. Why? Because it's a long-term play, and my calculation says, oh, I'm off on BTC. Time to invest again. So that's what I did. Again, dollar cost averaging is your friend. Bob Zawisza, great financial planner. Worked with him out of New Jersey. Great guy. What he taught me when I was a kid was take a little bit of your money and put it away. Back then, we were doing mutual funds. Take a little bit of your money, put it away. You get a raise, take a little taste for yourself, right? Take a larger piece, put it away. Because you're going to achieve a certain lifestyle, and that'll teach you how to realize when enough is enough. And when you've achieved enough is enough, take that, put it over here. Okay, you start to pay attention to things like that. And that was a lesson I was able to take forward. That's a lesson that I was able to give to my kids. Very smart lesson, one of the oldest in the world. So pay attention. Do your own research and learn to put a little bit away. Well, we don't need DeFi Llama today. You can see Bitcoin. Yes, you see what it did yesterday? Right here. Right here. Went above my inner bands. I'm not going to go through it again, but it went above the lower portion of my inner band, right? And then came back down. So what am I expecting? I'm expecting it's going to bounce around over here a bit, and it's going to come back up. So what I might wind up doing today is buying more Bitcoin because it's a little bit lower. Truth be told, I really don't care. I'm going to buy Bitcoin anyway. I'm going to do it anyway. Why? Because all of the coins are so low off their highs that purchasing Bitcoin at 19,000, even 18,000 versus 19.5 is not going to make that big a difference when Bitcoin goes back up. It's not. It's just not. So I'm making incremental investments as much as I can while it's low, because everything is pointing to going up again. Just saying. Eventually it'll happen. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto. Hope you like what I'm doing. Don't forget, yes, I will be getting the TikToks. I will let you know when I do that, because sometimes you guys just want a quick hit on what I'm talking about. I'll let you know when I drop them. But if you like what I'm doing, like the journey that me and my kids are on, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, absolutely hit the notification bell so you know when I'm dropping a new video. Don't forget to tell your friends. Bye-bye.